else in the world. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Corey Has a Podcast. It is always a brand new episode because it's Monday, and that's when I drop these things, man. So I'm back. It's a new week. I don't really have a whole lot of developments except daylight savings time snuck up on me. And it maybe snuck up on a lot of you, but the truth is, it's so much later than I want it to be right now. I lost an hour of sleep. I'm saying it like this only happened to me, but hear me out. I lost an hour of sleep. And now I'm over here still thinking, because I'm one of those people that I feel like I could just do everything. I could just squeeze everything into a day. And I'm here to tell you, you can't. And if you do, you pay for it in some way. Right? You're exhausted, you're tired, your performance suffers because you're not feeling it. Maybe you're short with people, maybe you're a little snippy because you're just not in the right state of mind. You're not properly recovered. Recovery is everything. People just want to run and go, 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 go. But you need to recover. You need to give yourself time to recharge. Just like you charge all your fucking electronic devices, you got to recharge yourself. So you can show up and be at least the most acceptable version of yourself, right? Like, people are trying to be the best version of themselves, and the truth of the matter is, your best looks different every day, right? And you're hearing all the shit that people say all the time. I got a word for people. I got a word for people that take themselves too seriously, and I call it that. I refer to those people as being self-serious. And self-serious people drive me crazy. You know, like when I was in high school a fucking lifetime ago, I thought that the class president was self-serious. Like, for some reason, I was just some kid who thought that high school was stupid while I was in it, right? Like, I was just one of those kids. And I hate that now. I hate that attitude now because it creeps up on me occasionally as an adult. And I've been trying to get to the bottom. You know, I got a lot of new things happening in my life, new job, and things are, I'm learning a lot. You get a lot of new information, and I'm just trying to, I've historically never been good with change. And I wouldn't call myself, it's not even a control thing. And it's weird because you got to think, on the one part, I train really hard and I do things that make me uncomfortable all the time. And I'm not necessarily afraid to step out of my comfort zone when I'm training. But when something throws me off in life, it just completely can throw me off. And I've always historically been able to maintain a cool, calm, and collected on the outside kind of vibe, even while I'm under stress. But I haven't always been cool and calm and collected, and I feel like recently it's just kind of come to light. I've been facing myself, so to speak, yo, you really aren't necessarily the best at handling things when you get uncomfortable or you get flustered, right? But being able to catch yourself in those moments that you're not fully in control, but you're able to right here, it's happening right now. When you're able to just identify the moments that you're not acting the way you wish you would act, that shit feels powerful. It feels powerful to be able to go, and in this moment, whatever my instincts are telling me to do, I'm just going to decide to do the opposite. That shit is so hard to do. It's so hard to do. You know, it's it's trying to stop an animal who's determined to get, I watch this video and I think about this all the time. When I think of determination, I saw this lion, and I follow this page, Nature is Metal. I've probably talked about it before, and I'll talk about it again. If you don't follow Nature is Metal, get on that shit right now, because it is incredible. And I love animal stuff, and it shows you everything, right? It doesn't just show you the cute baby animals and the pretty peacock or whatever. It shows you that sometimes you're the predator and sometimes you're the prey, right? And I saw this lion, big male lion, big vein, mane, big vein. Whoa, wait. And he's digging. Like, just like nothing will stop this lion from digging. And at the end of it, you see him catch this. I don't know if you actually see him get to it, but he was digging, trying to catch a warthog that ran away and hid in like a little underground tunnel. And he was like, "Fuck this tunnel! I'm getting this warthog, and I'm gonna have this shit for lunch." Right? Like, imagine being so hungry. You're like, I want my favorite food right now, and nothing will stand in my way from me getting it. Walk into to Chipotle, there's a line, push everybody out of the way and say, I want a bowl, I want white rice, black beans, triple chicken, lettuce, tomatoes, extra sweet, extra hot, avocado. I know it costs extra. Put it in the fucking bag. Right? That's how that lion was. That lion was like determined. And he was digging and digging. And when I think of that, I think of like this lion was like tooth and nail trying to get this fucking thing. And that's how I feel. But I'm learning how to approach challenges differently now. I'm learning how to look at myself. I feel like I'm getting to know myself in a way that I never have. There's a lot of not being afraid to be vulnerable, right? Or not being afraid to admit that you've mishandled things, or not being afraid to admit that you're not good at stuff, right? So, like, I'm getting to know myself, right? Like, I spent a long time creating this personality that I wanted to present to the world. I was just too cool for school. Like, and I'm not talking like last year. I'm talking, from growing up where I grew up, where like you had to make yourself not a target of bullying, not a target of getting beat the fuck up just because you had the wrong color on, or like not getting, like, motherfuckers can't snap on you, which is basically the same thing as being roasted, because they know you'll snap back, or you gotta stay fly all the time, right? So like I came from an environment where like you kind of just always had to present a certain way, present a certain image, and also you had to somehow make it known that people can't just push you around. So you had to occasionally stand up for yourself and maybe fight a couple of people, right? So that way motherfuckers be like, nah, you know what? I don't really feel like dealing with that confrontation today. I don't want the conflict, right? So I came from that environment and then got older and just like, it's like you get older, right? You're a teenager. You like girls. So you start hanging out with the guys who seem to be successful at that. And those guys are cool and they do this and they don't do that. And, my dad was a cool dude. So it's like I always like you start like modeling yourself after the people that you want to be like, right? And then I was in college and I was like, well, now I just like to party. Because I've spent all this time watching Jersey Shore and The Real World and watching Jackass and watching all these guys. Like the MTV generation was just so heavy in my blood that I just wanted to party and look like I was always having fun. And always have fun. And when shit like responsibilities came up, I that wasn't fun to me. Although I was able to always work and always have a job, and like I was one of my first people out of my group of friends to move out on my own and have my own apartment and shit like that, like because I'm very independent, but I just wanted to party. And I just cultivated this like personality of this is a guy that just parties all the time. So like after I quit drinking and then I just started hiding from a bunch of people, which also is the only thing I know how to do. It's the only thing, like, only way I knew how to change my life is I had to drastically change my life. And then now I'm getting to know myself again. Like, it's almost been 3 years. Like, this year, at the end of the year, like, towards the end of the year, rather, will be 3 years of sobriety. And I feel like, I wasn't laying on the street wasted every night, but I had enough of an issue where I was so unhappy, or it just wasn't serving me anymore, so I had to walk away. And I don't even know why I'm fucking feeling like I gotta defend myself or something. But it's like now I feel like I'm finally like things that come up that make me uncomfortable in life, like I'm learning how to embrace those things, and it's hard to do that. It's hard to do that with no armor on, but it's like I really feel like I zipped off this suit of armor and I'm just raw dog fighting. Like I love Dragon Ball, and I think about how Goku goes into battle with people and he doesn't even like transform into a Super Saiyan, which for those who don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, who listen to this, he'll just straight up fight you as long as he can without even going into like a stronger form of himself, where he probably would just mop the fucking floor with the person, but he'll just come at you on some just pure him shit, and then he'll ramp it up, like, which is dope. That shit gets me amped. That's the shit I'm trying to be on. I'm trying to just be on like the fucking distilled version of me coming out here, being comfortable with the things that make me uncomfortable, right? Like people have been talking about this shit for a long time. Like I say it always, there's quotes and there's all this shit, but it's like living it and talking it, posting it, sharing it, giving yourself the satisfaction of sharing someone else's profound quote. It's like, yeah, I mean, thanks for sharing. Like people need to see that. I think people need, you never know what kind of day somebody's having. They see the thing you post and like, you know what? I can handle life. I can do this. I'm not a fucking wimp. I'm not a loser. Or, you know what? Maybe I was wrong. Shit like that, right? Like those are big moments. It's so easy to come up with a million excuses as to why something didn't work, or you failed at something, or sometimes you just fail at some shit because you just didn't try hard enough. And that's another thing too, like to be able to admit, like, you know why that shit didn't work? Because I stopped fucking trying. Like people don't want to admit that. People want to like try to reach for shit. It's like, you gotta just try to get down to that distilled version. I like that. I was drinking some distilled water earlier. I just thought I would share that. But no, yeah, it's dope, man. When you start trying to get to know yourself, stop hiding. There's something really cool about that, right? Being able to casually talk about things, trying to get away from the shit you did in the past that didn't really get you anywhere, but still not losing yourself, right? Like, you don't need to transform into someone else. Just be honest. Can I be honest? I still want your hands up on my body. And I'm going to tell you what, that song right there is so fucking catchy that if I hear it one time, like if I hear that song on Monday, I'm going to be singing it all fucking week. And maybe I just did that to you because that song is so fucking good. And now I work at a place where I can put that song on a playlist while I'm teaching a fitness class anytime I want. And I will. Oh, trust me, I will. Yeah, it's a good time. It's all good things, right? And hardship is going to come your way, whatever. Let me talk to you about the real shit. So I've been getting on trains and seeing these Shen Yun posters. And I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, so pardon me if I don't mean to offend. I just don't know if I'm saying it right. But Shen Yun, right? I type it in, and it tells you what cities it's in. But it says Shen Yun cult. What is this shit about? Shen Yun about. What is this? Millions of people. Shen Yun Performing Arts is a United States-based nonprofit performing arts and entertainment company that tours internationally, producing dance performances and symphony concerts. It is operated by the Falun Gong New Religious Movement. Interesting. So it's a religious matter. Thank you. Thank you. And wow, I just been seeing this shit for a long time. Like how long? Shen Yun Wikipedia. There's so many. You know what it is? You type in one thing and they just want you to click on the abuse, the cult, all this shit. And I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear about this. Yo, there's so much negativity in the world. I could go down into a fucking hole, a rabbit hole they call it, on the internet right now about why Shen Yun is abusive and whatever. But you know what? They got some of the best reviews that I've ever seen. The headquarters are in Deer Park, New York. I believe that's on Long Island. Very interesting. This shit was founded in 2006, August 16th, 2006. That's 16 years ago, according to this. In case, just so you know, I don't want you motherfuckers to think that I can't count my years. That's what it says here on Wikipedia. Yeah, apparently, so this shit's been going on for a long time. I just like the posters don't do it for me. The costumes look kind of cool, right? Guys dressed like Robin Hood a little bit, but yo, they've been doing this shit for a long time. And then they come. I remember I worked in a clothing store, and these motherfuckers will come in and be like, "Hey, can we stick this Shen Yun poster on your window?" And the company I worked for was like, "Absolutely not, no." And they were like, "Okay." And then they tried again. You gotta give it to them. That's persistence. That persistence with that commitment. If I don't get it, yeah. So yeah, they've been around for a long time. I don't know. There's a part of me that's really curious to check it out. And if I know anyone who has seen a Shen Yun show, write into Corey has a podcast at gmail.com and check me out. I say Corey has a podcast at gmail.com. No one ever hits up this email. But hey, if you do, I get like Instagram people going, "Hey, if you pay for this, then I'll give you a blue check." And I'm like, get the fuck away from me right now. But if you know anything about Shen Yun, you should hit me up and tell me that you went to see the show or not. And if you did, if you liked it, let me know. Because I wouldn't be opposed to going to check this show out if it really is as amazing as they say. All right? Now listen, I'm exhausted. I got to go. I got a fucking long week. And I'm trying to get it rolling around here. Get rolling. All right, take care of yourself. Take care of the people you love. I don't know if you noticed this, but I don't have a microphone again because I tried something and it fucking didn't work. And you know why? Because I didn't try hard enough. All right, listen, take care of yourselves. See you later.